the party.
We get to hang out. We get to hang out.
Mhm.
That's how I see these. I want us to hang out together.
Okay.
This is Moon Magic, Moon Sparkly Magic time.
Sam, are you on the page?
Yeah.
Yep, she is.
Maybe I gotta
Okay.
refresh.
So let's
See
Share
us.
this real quick.
boom.
Oh, hi, Claire.
Ooh.
I love you.
Share now.
Yeah, if you guys are popping on, let us know you're here so we can see you. Say hi.
Mhm.
Yay. Did anyone share it on Soul It yet? Or get Soul It, sorry?
No, not yet.
Okay, I'll do it.
Not yet.
I'm trying. It won't let me share it on my page. Just
See who you're interacting as.
oh, hi, okay. Claire. Oh, there's me. I love that.
Ooh, people are popping on.
Yay! Yay! Let's get into the party vibes. Hi, Claire. Hi, Mandy. Let's turn up your vibes. Breathe deep. Get embodied. Sparkle up your own energy field. This is exciting yourself.
Yay! Hi, Claire. Hi, I'm Mandy.
Yay! Just taking time to sparkle up your energy field will basically put you into a new timeline, right? So,
Yes.
woohoo!
We get to decide. And this is coming from me today. Like, I've had to do my own stuff to be here with y'all.
Mhm.
That's authenticity.
Oh my god. Guess what card I just pulled? Authentic Truth.
Yes.
Yes.
Joke. Like, cannot make this shit up.
Uh,
Oh my
yes.
Yay.
God.
Yeah, if you guys know anyone that this might benefit, feel free to share this to them. Let's see.
Oh, discover your truth and let others find theirs. Boom.
Beautiful.
Love that.
Yes.
Yes. Sparkle up the vibes. Yeah, if anybody has any beautiful intentions for today, feel free to put that into the chat box. We want to hear from you. We want to know where you guys want. Good, I was really not chill earlier. Okay, great. Yeah.
Yay, more people.
It's so great that we can see on Be Live right now who it is. Upgrades. No manifestation left behind.
No manifestation.
Maria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening.
Ooh, I love that. So yeah, just remembering like when we sparkle up our own vibration, like that's the biggest gift we can give to the planet, right? So exciting. Yay, awesome. So yeah, so let us know if there's anything specific that you guys have been craving and wanting to like, oh my gosh, like hi Michelle, yay. Yeah,
Need love for myself.
ooh, this is so good. Okay.
It's all
that's
possible.
exactly in line. That's exactly in line with our topic today. Feeling love for yourself. That's how you juice up your divine feminine juices, and then you let that just flood out.
Mm-hmm. Yay, let's just take a few deep breaths to the ground. Feel your golden, sparkly grounding cord going into the center of the earth. Feel all of your angels, all of your guides coming in. Ooh, third chakra clearing. I love that. I feel like this card wants to come out. So just big, beautiful breaths. Getting everyone's unemployed angels on board.
It was like Sam's joke like about the seatbelt. Like put on your energetic seatbelt. Here we go.
Put on your energetic seatbelt. We're about to take a ride. And this card that I'm pulling is Lost Land, Soul Memories, and Gifts. You've done this before. And so basically it's about you guys bringing in the magic into your own mini universe, and that is going to ripple out into the planet. So just big deep breaths, get clear on your intentions. How do you want to juice yourself up today? How do you want to activate your divine feminine power? How do you want to tune into your self-love, self-magic? Awesome. And hi, Mona. Yay. Okay, and let's get started. Great.
Piccadilly's here. She always comes.
Hi, Piccadilly. I'm like,
She's like, are we juicing up the femme right now?
I am feminine.
On board.
she's like, yeah.
She's like taking my scarf away from me.
Yes. Thank you, Mandy. I know energetic seatbelt. Like,
here we go.
Let's get started, guys. So
Okay.
today's topic.
all right.
topic.
Hi,
Yeah.
Brittany. Woohoo.
Yay.
Okay.
So part of juicing up the femme, it's our natural state. It's our natural being is that creative, that juicy, that sparkly flow, really. It's that feminine that we all have part of, that is a part of us, whether we're in the female form or not. And so part of it is like tapping into that creation, right? It's like we talk about creative juices. It's that creativity, not
Who's lost her? Someone else take over.
I'll take over. Like I was immediately feeling like, I'm totally like, oh, there she is. She's back.
Was I gone?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gone.
you were, but you're back now.
I was talking about the sex juices.
Oh my god, I was literally about to say, I'm feeling orgasm vibes, guys. I think
Yeah,
that's what I feel like I want to talk about.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, creative juices, it's not just in, that it's that creative juice inside. It's that sexuality. It's that yumminess. It's that, that motion, like fluid motion. Yeah.
Like really, when's the last time you sexed yourself? Like when's the last time you touched yourself? You let yourself feel that level of pleasure. We all know what that feels like. Everyone's had an orgasm in their life. And when you're having an orgasm, it's almost like you don't have to work for it, but you have to focus on it, right? You have to nourish it. You have to like get into the mood. You have to embody it. You have to do all of these things to climax, get to that point of that bliss where you feel like one, right? Like, so I don't know. It's like, when's the last time you felt that? Whether you were having an orgasm or not.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Is that
Like
you can
an energetic orgasm.
Yeah, you can access the intimacy regardless, right? It's not through. Doesn't have to be through sex.
It's a soulgasm.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what I think once because it's like not everybody has had a physical orgasm. Which, then that's where it's like the soulgasm. It's like part of that. It's like the translation that can come through the frequency so you can experience it body, mind, and soul like gasm.
Yes, Brittany, I feel like a walking orgasm today.
Yeah.
And
that's
like the norm. I love that you said that, Brittany, because really like that's like the norm. It's like you wake up and you're like, oh, blankets feel so soft. Like, oh my God, this pillow is like so amazing. And then you have like, I don't know, I have honey water right now. You're like, oh my God, this is the best honey water. And I got like gold silverware because I was like, this is what like gold silverware is what lights me up. So I was like, oh my God, I'm just going to get all gold silverware. It's like, there's just like things that you can already make really beautiful, like in your current space. And it's just like, if you're on Instagram or something, you're just like, oh, I want to just take that one photo and just feel so good. And just do it for you, like not doing something for someone else, but like you do it for you and you receive it first, but then you share it with someone else. So it's like for you, for them, and then it's for the we, right? It's for everyone. It's for the us. But like when you always start with you first, then you won't get that depleted energy feeling.
Like what?
Right, because when you start with yourself, it
sorry.
opens up the channels. Oh, no, you're good. Like it opens up the channels though of the flow to come in, right? First, you've got to receive it. First, you're juicing yourself up. It's like opening up the channels, opening up the flow. So like Sam said, it's like when you're giving it out, it's not coming from a depleted place. Am I echoing?
Is it? I was going to say, do you hear echoing a little bit?
A little bit.
I was like, maybe I need to get my coffee.
Yeah.
Well, I was like just seeing the imagery of like what Abraham always talks about of like the cork. So when the cork is underneath the water and then you just literally let it go and it just floats and bobs up to the top of the surface. Like I feel like when you're in that orgasmic state or that light flowy state and when you're able to receive it, it's like it's just letting go of that cork that you're bringing underneath that water. Once it let goes, it naturally floats up because that's our natural way of being.
Yeah, and what's
Yeah, so-
important to know is like every single thing that you're feeling now is paving the path for your future. So like if you're creating your business and you're in the hustle struggle vibes, like you're basically creating more hustle and more struggle. We always get what we ask for. So this whole thing is like fine tuning, like what do you really want? Like if what you really want is like more ease, more play, like while you're doing that project, you have to like shift it so that you excite yourself. You know, it's like you're working on this thing, you're like, how can you make it so fun? How can you make it so joyful for you in that magical moment right then? And then 2 days later, 3 days later, you're cultivating and creating more of that joy, bringing more of that self-nourishment back into your field. It's not like I'm going to do all this work and then I'll get a vacation one day. I'm going to do all this work and then I'm going to feel good a month from now, you know, or like days from now. Like that just like, it doesn't make sense. Like that's not how the universe operates.
Yeah, so I wanted to like go into part of like the juicing up and that nourishment is not mean having to be on this constant stream flow all the time. The juicing up is like it's that revisiting. So it's tuning into what is it that brings me joy? Where is it that I'm creating for? How do I juice it up? And part of the juicing up too is that whenever that is kind of, it's not that it's losing momentum or anything, but when it's kind of feels like it's run its course, maybe the next running of the course is like, oh, maybe I need to nap, maybe I need a journal, maybe I need to take a bath. Like it's like finding the flow in the joy. So it's like finding the flow in the joy too, where it could be like, oh, I just want to like be in a blanket and Netflix and chill. Like that can be totally joyous. So it's like, what is it that juices you up, that feeds your joy, that nourishes you along the way, so that it's more sustaining, so that it's more effortless, so that it can come from a place that is, you know, it's that direct source versus the effort.
Because when your cup is filled up, then you naturally want to take action, you know, but the first thing is like really fill up your own cup, like charge up the momentum and the energy, the good feeling vibes here. And then when you take that action, it's like there's so much intention and energy behind it. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I want to like the message that's coming through, and I feel like it's for like very specific people, is that like as we're talking about orgasmic energy and we're talking about all these things, like that is our natural state, like as a soul, like as that's our human right to feel that. But that doesn't mean that we don't have conditioning and we don't have programming that takes us away from that. And like why I'm saying that is it's a decision to feel that way, right? It's a decision to see the beauty even when you're not feeling good, and you're putting yourself in that like good feeling space intentionally. And it's so important because like, you know, life happens, right? And we have all these things going on, but it's like the smallest things that you can find joy in that puts you back into that divine feminine space. Like sometimes you have to like put yourself in there, you know? And today it was like a totally different morning than I thought it was going to be. Like I had to go with the energy, and I did have to step up in different ways to show up in my divine feminine.
Absolutely. And like I feel like that joy whenever I'm in a
Oh, I was like,
situation,
am I paused? Go ahead. Oh, I think we both paused.
Whenever we're in a contrasting situation, when things aren't what you want it to be, like I realize this, like the magical question for me is, where's the joy? Where's the joy for me right now in this contrast? Where's the joy? Is it in staying here? Is it going somewhere else? Is it letting my mind go somewhere else while I physically can't move from this spot? Like, where is the joy? So like the story that popped up was like yesterday I went to go surf thinking, oh my God, I haven't gone surfing in a long time. I really want to go out. I'm so excited. I go out there. About an hour in, I was like feeling a little off, not feeling good. Like I hurt my ear, all this stuff. And I was like, no, but there's like, I had FOMO basically, right? I was like, no, I just caught out. I want to stay out here for longer. I wanted to milk it. But I was like, I asked myself, I'm feeling contrast. Where is the joy right now? Where is my joy? And I thought, my joy is to get out. Yes. My joy is to get out of the ocean. Yes, there's FOMO. Yes, I'm supposed to feel good, but I'm not feeling it. I get to get out if I want to. So I did. Yes. The second I made that choice and caught that wave and got out, I was like, I already feel better finding where my joy was and allowing myself to follow that.
Right.
You know?
Because really, it's like juicing up the FEMME, letting that flow. It's really letting the flow of your intuition come through, right? It's letting that flow of being tuned in with your inner being, and that intuition has gotten back. and it's going to like help guide and lead you. And so it's like the more that you listen to it, the more that you're tuning in, whether it's in the contrast or in the joy, it's going to guide you to where you need to go, and you can't fail with that.
Yeah, and this is for like the business owners, the entrepreneurs, like, you know, like I always say, like honey just like naturally attracts clients, you know, so it's like when you find a way to just like feel so good, there's something that emanates from you, like a flower scent, you know, it's like flowers just walk by and you're just like attracted to it, you know, so when you take time to maintain your vibration, like when you take time to like fully love on yourself and just feel really, really good, there's a vibe that emanates from you and clients just find you, you know, like how many times have you had a client and you were like, from an ad or anything, like they just found me, you know, because there is this invisible communication that flows out into the universe. And the way that you can communicate clear is by cleaning up your vibration, like cleaning your house, making your house beautiful, you know, taking time to create beautiful food for yourself, or like, you know, whatever that is, like going on a bike ride, taking a bath, like whatever that is, where you're really tuning into your own divine need. Like you having you taken care of, like gives you space to take care of more other people. Yeah.
And it's like, I'm getting that, like, it's not what you're doing that brings them clients, that brings the money, that brings the partner that you want. It's not the doing, the things that you're actively doing that's making it happen. It's your vibes. It's what you're feeling. It's what you're vibrating out. That is what's causing these people to show up. That's what's causing you to create, take action and inspired action, which then causes them to find you, right? Like I've had a time where I did like an Instagram live, and it came out of nowhere. I wasn't planning on going live. I wasn't doing whatever. I just showed up because I wanted to, right? And from there, I had all these messages come in, and that was the first time I realized I can pick up clients this way. I didn't even know that was an avenue. That wasn't even my intention, really. It was just, I'm feeling so juiced up. I feel so good. I have something to share. I have to say this. People need to hear this. And I went on and said something, and then I had all these messages, and I had, whatever. And then I had someone going, so what do you do? And I'm like, oh, shit, this is an avenue for clients. I didn't even know,
But it was your vibration that you're like bringing in, right?
Right.
And when I think about the divine feminine in this way, I always think of flexibility. It's about like just being able to be like, oh, this is what I want. And like, my goal is to be in alignment, and each morning that may look different, right? Like that joy may look different today than it's going to look tomorrow and that it did yesterday. And it's not being so rigid in being like, I have to do this, and then you're setting up all these expectations and then stories that are created, and then you don't get anything unless you do that, right? And that's not the divine feminine. The divine feminine is just like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, and this feels so good, and I'm going to like take a bath, and then I'm going to eat this, and then like your client's like, I want a book, and it's just like, but you're not doing it for that. You're doing it for yourself, right? It was like, oh, this feels so good. I love this. And then because of that, like what Sam was saying, like your energy is just like, oh, it's so yummy, and everyone wants to be in it.
Absolutely. It's that like story medicine bowl, right? Where it's constantly creating, it's constantly being reborn. And what it is, it's like it's that too with it's like what you think about the divine feminine, it's like those natural cycles, right? It's the natural rhythm, it's the natural like ebb and flow. And so it's like finding that, how you were saying, Mason, there's a flexibility in there that it's like, finding this natural rhythm, finding this way, finding myself in it, creating, being reborn, dying, like all of it, like those levels where it's like, and then what it is, it's just like you're just really tuning into the frequency of who you are, and through that natural state, through the non-effort, through the just being who you are, then that is what is that drawing, that is what is that honey, because it's like we all have that beautiful unique way that it flows through. So it's like that, like those sparkles, that juicing up is just like so much a part of that.
And then that takes us to like embodiment, right? It's like when you're embodying the vibes, like you're being a leader in that way. It's like you have to feel it, like you have to be in it, you have to feel it. And when you feel it, like when you're like, oh, my product is so awesome, I love my offer so much, like people are like, oh my God, yes, like I want that, and so, but the thing is, like, you're the mom of your creation. So like you, or the dad of your creation, it's like, so you have to be the one that loves up on that thing. And some days you're going to be like, like, I don't totally love my offer today. So then you have to like clean up your mindset, and you're like, well, why am I doubting my own creation? Like, why am I putting negative vibes into something that I love? Clean it out and then come back to that love again, because that thing is an extension of you. Your clients are an extension of you. Your money is an extension of you. Your house is an extension of you. Like, all these things. But it's not about just like doing it to get something. It's doing it because that's how you want to feel.
Right.
Because it's always be, do, have, right? Manifestation is always be, do, and have. You be, then you do, then you have it. Not you
Right.
have it, then I'll do it, then I'll be it, right?
I love that.
Yeah, a little piece coming in is because this is moon magic. It's bringing phases of the moon. And when I think of divine feminine, I think of honor. I think of like ease. And it's just like honoring where you're at and being perfectly okay with that, because the moon has different phases. We have different phases. And there's different phases of creation, right? And to be able, like, if you think about birthing, like a human being, if you're a woman, it's the same thing as like birthing a product or anything. Like, there's going to be a time that you're going to be tired and you need to rest. And then there's a time that you push, right? Like, literally, that's how it works. And it's like, you think the moon, like, as she starts to like go, like, like starts waning, she's like, oh, I'm not good. Like, this isn't good. Like, this sucks. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be. Like, no, hell no, she's not. Like, she's just like, I am awesome. And now I'm a new moon, and now I get to grow, and now I'm a full moon, and they're just like this. And she doesn't care. She's just doing her thing. She trusts herself, and then everything else is there for her, Like, that is moon medicine to me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you get to go over it and over it and over
it. And that's the natural rhythms and cycles. Absolutely.
Every 30 days you get to go through it over
and it's just such a beautiful remembrance for me, like, because I used to, like, and I still do, like, come into a space of judgment towards myself when I need to rest or I need to do anything, and then I'm like, no, like, the moon rests and the oceans still move. Like, we're good. Like, everything's chill. We just gotta like honor. Like, for me, it's so much, like, divine feminine is honor.
Yeah, it's just like, it's about loving yourself in any state that you're in. Like, the first time, like, I had clients book with me when I was sick, like, I had like a cold and I'm just laying there, but I was feeling the vibes, I was like, oh my God, this blanket feels so good. I'm looking out my window, I'm like, oh, the sky is so blue and the trees are so cool. And like, I wasn't feeling good, but I was just like, how can I just like milk this moment and just be like, I'm just so grateful that I can like lay here and relax and not do anything and just be. And then I had like 4 clients book online, and that really like woke something up in me. And the reason why it wasn't happening before was like, I would have the judgy vibes, I'm like, oh, I'm not on, I'm not being perfect, I'm not showing up, like, why is anyone going to book with me right now? But then when I was like, oh, like, I'm just in the vibes, I'm just feeling it, I'm just feeling so good, and I'm just telling like, always taking care of, like, the universe loves me no matter what, all the time, like, no matter what state I'm in. And when you can really rewrite that inner story that you tell yourself, a lot of new things will start to show up for you.
Yeah, and just to add as an extension of what Sam and Mason were saying, it's that when I think of divine feminine, it's like there's that natural, those rhythms and cycles, learning how to love yourself in each moment, because the divine feminine is really unconditional love, right? So it's like within the cycles, the rhythms, no matter where you're at, that it is your right and you are loved, like, no matter what. That is your natural state. That is your constant being. So whether you feel connected to it or not, it's still who you are. So it's that returning the cycle of coming back into that, coming back to that state of love, coming back to the state of love for the self and the cycles. And when we have our judgments or anything, it's like, oh yeah, when we remember, it's like opening up that channel, opening up that juice, opening up that channel of love to come back in and say, like, oh yeah, it's like my right to be here and love and create and love myself. And it starts with that self first.
One of my, go ahead.
I was just going to say, some tools, guys.
Yeah.
Some practical tools of how to actually do and embody and juice up the femme.
I think, what you said before Momo is just like, where is the joy in the present moment? Not where was the joy yesterday, not where is the joy supposed to be, right? Like that was an old habit of mine. It's like, well, if I'm spiritual, then I find joy in meditating, right? Or something like that. Like just an example. But it's like, where is your authentic joy? And it's going to change. And sometimes it's like, okay, I see nothing, but I'm really happy that I'm sitting on this couch, right? Like seriously, like you can find it in the littlest moments, and then you're just finding the next better thought. Like that's all you're doing, and you just find one, and you build that momentum, and things start to change.
And I feel like it's so important to have that brutal, like super, super brutal honesty with yourself. Sometimes you might think that you're finding that joy or feeling the vibes, but it might just be surface level. You got to dig deep, you know? You got to keep asking that question, why? Is that really true though? Is there something behind that? But why do I think that? Why do I believe? Like you have to keep going until you hit the bottom. Like, when you hit that bottom, like that core truth, you feel it because it's so deep. You're just going, oh my God, there it is. You know, it's like that inner knowing. And once you get that, you're like, oh, got it. I wasn't in the vibe. That's my truth. But it's like it takes a lot of unconditional love and honoring of yourself to be able to understand what the deep, 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 honest truth of what you're thinking or believing is.
Yeah, and I think part of that has to do with too, like bringing in a gentleness, right? Because we are our own worst critic. We can get really hard on ourselves in the judgment. So it's like being honest with ourselves is actually, it's not like, oh, I gotta, you know, dig deep and, you know, like you have to dig deep, but it's like in a gentle way. So we're going like, you know, how can I really be honest with myself and get to the heart of the matter? Like let the bullshit dissolve, and where it's like, oh, that's it. Oh, you know, maybe there's like fear underneath, or, you know, like separation, anything. So it's like, oh, when you get to the truth of the matter, it's like actually a lot of like just bringing in that gentleness, that feminine, again, like that love. It's like part of it is, you know, being sweet with yourself.
Yeah, I think a really easy way to kind of distinguish the difference between the masculine and feminine, just for some of the folks out there, it's like, let's say a couple is going out to dinner, and like the feminine is like, is it going to be Thai food? Is it Japanese? Like, what am I supposed to wear? Like, what do I? And the masculine is like, I just want food. I just want to get it. So the part of the brain that's like, I just need to get this done, like versus the part that's like, I want to enjoy the process when I get there. Like you need both, you know, it's like you have to get done, but you also want to enjoy yourself getting there. And so it's like the honoring of the feminine is like, okay, maybe I need to take time to clear my desk before I start my work. You know, like maybe I need to take time to play really beautiful soft music, have a little essential oil, like make the place fun and then take action, you know. And it's like from the old paradigm, it's like, oh no, just get it done. But if you do that, you put yourself in a very different reality, and that gives you very different fruit, because karma, right? You're always planting seeds. Like it's important to plant seeds in like organic soil and give it love, talk to it, play music, like really bright sun. And, you know, what grows from that is so much sweeter, so much better than just like plant the seed, make it grow, like get 10 of them going. It's really different, you know. It's just like take time to tend to your garden, make it sweet, make it beautiful, activate your imagination. Like your imagination is where your dreams are. Like that's what you really want. You're going to be sold these pictures and ideas from TV and other people's like realities, but like only you can discover and unfold like, oh, this is what I actually want inside. This is what really lights me up. So it's like taking time to do that, or you're going to be creating someone else's agenda. You're going to be creating from the space to please something else, someone else's vision. And you'll get there and you're like, that doesn't really feel like me, you know?
Yeah, you know. Oh, sorry. This is about Sam's thing, and so about creating sacred space. Like I really think that's so divine feminine, right? Is that what you're gonna say? So here's the thing.
Add on to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So here's the thing, because like I'm tapped into like everyone that's here, right? We have like 15 people like with us right now, and what I want to shift for you is that creating a sacred space can be really, really fast. Like it doesn't have to be like this huge long out thing. If you're a mom and you don't have time, it's like, for me, like even lighting a candle, putting essential oil on, getting my water, and before I start the meeting or doing something like that, that is creating that for me. And I see that Ryan is here. So he told me something very interesting. I think it was from Paul Chek, that plants literally grow differently if a woman grows them, right? If that feminine energy is going into the growing process of the plant, it's different. Like it literally is. So when we nurture ourselves in the growing process, and we're growing all the time, so we just take that gentleness, that nurturing qualities, and infuse it in everything that we do, we will grow differently.
Mm-hmm. So this is why you had to speak first, because the only piece I wanted to add in was you have to be your own mama.
Yes,
You get to
a lot
be
of
the mother.
reparenting.
You get to be the mother that you've always wanted, right? Of course, our mothers are wonderful and beautiful, and they're here to teach you all the things. But there's all these things that, like, maybe you wished you were loved this way, or maybe we wish you were talked to this way, or whatever, right? You get to reparent yourself. You get to be your
Yes.
own mama, and that's that sacred space. You get to create that sacred space for yourself. And that is true unconditional love and self-love for yourself.
Yes.
That is the embodiment of the divine feminine, you know?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yay.
All right.
For whatever reason, on the energetic way, just the song, you know, it's not just all sexual, but I wanna sex you up. Like,
Welcome to Solit.
so that was an energy one and
So if you
physical.
guys want to be sexed up next week, we are doing a session, you know. You get to get loved on, get all the mama vibes, you get your divine femme get juiced up. So we're doing a solar session next Thursday, I believe.
Which
at
also
1:11.
falls on the full moon. It's
Oh
the
yeah,
full moon.
it does. It does.
I love that
Very
shit. Love it. Because we don't plan it. That's why I love it. Like that's like the divine feminine.
Yeah, we didn't plan
Divine
it.
feminine. We're just like flowing, and it happens on
The channel let it in. Oh,
We're
moon
like,
magic.
cool.
Guess what? It's the full moon.
I love it.
Totally,
It's so
totally.
good. Yeah, and we really created such a beautiful session on your soul aligned power. So if you didn't get to catch the session yesterday, we do have it available as a replay. So just let us know and we can send you the link for that. And I think Mason has a really awesome essential oil she's using right now that would probably be for moon magic too.
Yeah, it was Beautiful by doTERRA. It's like a flower essence blend. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over there, or else I would like show it. But yeah, we should put a link for it because I mean, seriously, that's what I've been using all day today. We channeled that session earlier, and it is keeping me going. So
Yeah, and I think that's the last piece is like sometimes if you can't get it from inside, I really think an essential oil or a flower essence or an aura spray, like, you know, a Palo Santo sage, like anything like that, just to like, or angel card, you know, like something external that just like inspires you can get you back into your inner space.
You have lots of support outside of you that gets to help you and become your tool so
Right.
you can connect back into yourself. You get to have that support. You don't have to do it all on your own.
Yeah.
So if you
you're
guys
not
wanna join
supposed to do it on your own.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you, Gretchen, if you ever watch this.
It's like 6 months later. Thank you. We still use this.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, we love you all so much.
Yeah, we love you guys.
We'll
Next
leave all the links in the
Thursday.
comments. Check us
Yeah,
out.
and 10% goes to water charity. Our thing is to sparkle up all the beings on the planet, getting fresh, clean water to all the people on the planet so that we can all up vibe together. So thank you so much for supporting us on that project. And
I mean, it's really cool. Like just from last session, like more than $40 has like, and you said that's 2 people having water for the rest of their lives, right, Sam?
Yeah,
Like that's just so
water for the rest
cool.
totally.
I love that.
Super cool.
It's the little things, right? That create
It is.
that create the biggest.
Macro, micro.
Yes.
Ah.
Yay, thank you all so much.
Bye.
Our
Love yous.
if you're not in our Facebook group yet, get into Get Soul Lit, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you.
33
Bye.
or stop it.